Well, Rodney, there's no doubt that in the SEC you need talented, skilled people, guys that can make plays, but it still all starts up front. Nick Saban, keenly aware of that, has made offensive and defensive line recruiting a priority. And last night, Coach Saban and the staff got a phone call that made them very happy. Barrett Jones, offensive lineman out of Memphis Evangelical Christian High School, 6'5", 275 pounds, one of the top offensive linemen in the South. Rodney gave his verbal commitment to Coach Saban and company, ending a recruiting process. He narrowed it down to Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Florida, and North Carolina, and could have gone to a number of other schools as well. He joins us now on the telephone to talk about his decision. Barrett, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. It's good to be here.
Well, first I want to start off, this is Gary, by asking you about the decision. I know you were in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. Obviously, you've got some family ties to the school. Your dad, Rex, played basketball for Wimp Sanderson. Nonetheless, you had visited all the other schools as well. Talk about the timing of the decision, and did Saturday's game against LSU kind of concrete in your mind what you wanted to do?
I would say the game atmosphere was definitely a determining factor, but that really I just wanted to make sure I didn't make an emotional decision. So I went home and talked about it over with my family, and I just felt like that was the best place for me. And I've been praying about it for a long time and thinking about it, and just felt like that's where I felt most comfortable.
Barrett, Rodney Orr, I want to ask you, when you look at the recruiting classes that Alabama's starting to put together, and, you look at Nick Saban, and he's got the reputation of being a tremendous recruiter. I know in the statement that you prepared and released this morning, you put a lot of emphasis on the presence of Nick Saban. Kind of talk about what, he being here had to do with your decision.
Absolutely. Well, you might have heard, actually before when Coach Shula was here, I took a look at Alabama and, wasn't necessarily overly impressed with it, to be honest. But, once Coach Saban got there, it was a 180-degree turn, you could say. The recruiting process and everything, he's definitely a perfectionist, and he has it down to a T. And, he was the deciding factor, no question, he's a great recruiter. He has a great passion for the game. He's a real student of the game, and really a great mind of the game. And you can really sense that. And I really am looking forward to getting to play for a guy like that.
Recruiting is about relationships. Barrett, you mentioned your relationship with Nick Saban. I sit up in the press box before the game with my binoculars and always look at the recruits. I've seen you on the sideline several times, and I've noticed that you and Tyler Love seem to hang out a lot together. Have you built a relationship with him? Obviously, he's an offensive lineman from Mountain Brook High School and going to attend Alabama as well. Is that, that friendship a factor in the decision? Have you two guys talked about playing with each other?
We have talked about it, but also I wouldn't really say it was a factor in the decision. It was a factor in making me feel more comfortable there, and it's definitely a plus. But, it wasn't one of those things where you go here, I go here, we'll play together. But definitely, I've enjoyed getting to know him over the process because, I feel like we're a lot alike, and he's a guy that I can hang out with and spend some time with there at Alabama.
Barrett, Alabama obviously putting a lot of emphasis on linemen on both sides of the ball. You're an offensive lineman. I know you're a tackle, or you're projected as a tackle by a lot of people on this level. Kind of talk about what is Alabama in terms of the coaching staff telling you that they project you as.
Well, I've heard tackle from most of the staff. Coach Pendry, that's what he talked about. But as far as I go, I'm willing to play wherever I can help the team the most. And if that's a center, guard, or defensive end, or wherever, I'm willing. So, but for the most part, it's been tackle.
Well, Barrett, as a good father will always do, your dad, Rex, was going to support you regardless. I read in your statement that he didn't try to influence you one way or the other, and it was your choice. Having said that, with him being an alum and a former athlete at Alabama, I know he's got to be thrilled that you picked the Crimson Tide.
Yes, sir. He seemed pleased, and I'm happy to carry on the Jones name in his footsteps.
Barrett, I know that you made your decision on your own, certainly. I just wonder if you, like some of the others, will now begin to help Alabama recruit.
Absolutely. It's funny you said that. I actually started a little bit last night after I committed. Coach Saban and Coach Steele got me right to work, so definitely I'll be helping recruiting.
Well, Barrett, we appreciate the time. You seem like an outstanding young man. Good luck with the rest of your high school time, and then obviously good luck in your future endeavors at the University of Alabama.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for this opportunity, guys.